Yeah, what's up, Dom?
Not too much. Not too much. Hanging out at PETE&C, Pennsylvania Educational Technology Expo and Conference.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of odd because our backdrop's similar, and there's no, as my wife likes to call, chaos in the background, and no Taylor Swift references in your background. I wonder why that is. But yes, we're obviously in the same location here, and we are in the podcast studio at PETE&C.
Yes, hanging out, doing some reading, get stuff set up. Every once in a while, you glitch. It's not because I'm AI. It's not because I'm in the Matrix. It's just got a lot of people on the internet right now. A lot of things going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, red pill, blue pill. I don't know which one you took this morning, so I can't tell if you are or aren't in the Matrix. But yeah, we are live here at the conference. So this is a pop-up edition. It's not our normal flow. We'll be doing our live podcast session tomorrow, right?
Yes. I'm going to take these off because I'm having issues. I have the live and then the slightly delayed. And I'm like, okay, which one do I listen to? So I'm not good at that kind of multitasking.
He's not good enough to ignore me that well. Okay, I see how that is. All right. Yeah. No. So yeah, but we are having the issues here with the Wi-Fi a little bit, but that's how you get when you get 1,000 educators in one location, and a lot of good stuff happening. But yeah, PETE&C has kicked off. We had our tailgate party last night. You got a little Super Bowl action, a lot of Eagles chants through the hallways, a lot of excited Birds fans, a lot of green. The people that were in red yesterday, not so much red today. So yeah.
Not hating because I am a Steeler fan, but I noticed more green shirts today than I did yesterday. After the final outcome, there was more green. So I don't know. There might be some bandwagoners, but there were a lot of people cheering. Being a neutral party, I know my daughter wanted had me troll people with the Taylor Swift concert T-shirt, but honestly, either way, I didn't dislike either team, so that's always a win for me because you sit back and just watch the game. Wasn't the best game, but it was still a football game. We talk football a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, there was a lot of I'm going on the coaching side of things, explaining penalties or reviews or why this happened, why that happened. So it definitely was interesting. So, all right. Well, we've hit, we're like 2 minutes of football talk. So I'm going to get yelled at by my at-home listeners in the Casa de Verno, talking too much football, even though the season's like now officially over. So we got to get into tech talk, man. So we got PETE&C 2025. Have you been to any sessions today?
I took a walk around. I did pop into the Remake Learning Days. They were doing campfires, rotating around the room. I did hit the poster sessions. A lot of good information. People had presentations up. I know they're getting information posted to the PETE&C website. A lot of PACT members representing doing presentations here. And then we had a podcast, helped set up the podcast room, caught the keynote, and a lot going on. A lot of information in a very short period of time. And it's officially day one. Caught the pre-con yesterday, the KTI pre-con, which was a day at the races or something along those lines. They had a lot of activities going on. We were judges for the event. Really good. A lot of good information. A lot of hands-on activities yesterday. Low tech, but outside the box thinking, getting people moving around, and kind of like a makerspace activity whole day. It was pretty good.
Although my only complaint is that the poster sessions were set up, you were walking around kind of checking them out, and you already won something. Like, come on now. Like, seriously?
Yes.
Twisting people's arms.
And it's not a placard. I can guarantee it's not a placard that was taken off someone's hotel door and like decorated with tape and my name written on it. I got a text. I don't know if it was from Change Ed. That's the one thing I signed up for, one of the other poster sessions. So I'll be around at an undisclosed time so no one tries to steal it from me after I receive this, very exemplary prize.
So you haven't asked them to spray paint it in gold or anything, have you? You've resisted that temptation?
Yes.
All right,
Well, speaking of which, this is an anniversary for us. Southwest PA, the region for the Golden Shoe. It's usually when today would be the day we have our meet and greet afterwards. That's usually when the Golden Shoe is handed to the Southwest PACT.
And they stopped doing it because certain former regional director just didn't want to give up the prize. So
well, we didn't have to. We kept winning.
That's I don't know. We'll have to look at the facts later, figure it all out, call up some eyewitnesses to have those conversations. But yeah, it's where we're at right now. So all right, so he's not going to get it spray painted gold, and he's going to move on with that and deal with what he gets. Okay.
I am hoping that we get awarded the Golden Notice tonight for our professional development competition that I think we were doing pretty good with in the Southwest.
Oh, okay.
Representing well.
Yeah, I didn't do well in that one, so I can't be upset if you guys win it. So I didn't do a good job of helping my region out in that battle. So, all right, but yeah, so I was able to pop into a Prodigy game session. So if you're not using Prodigy game, it's a gamified math website. So they got a lot of great activities. The kids just do games and battles, and they get more powerful wizard spells and things that they're able to do and attack other people. So my kids are in a battle we do it in the building, and then there's now a new state challenge. So a lot of cool stuff going on there. So we're hoping to get them on the pod at some point. But yeah, some good stuff there.
Yeah, and they also have English language arts. Because I was talking to them for a bit earlier, and even though I'm high school social studies, I have colleagues in elementary and whatnot, so I reached out and got some information from them, and was kind of doing a bunch of different things. I did catch. I'm gonna go over it because I want to make sure I pronounce the name right. The keynote today was Jean-Claude Brizard, and he's with Digital Promise. That was pretty cool. I got to sit in on part of that. Then I had to come down here and set up the podcast room. We have the curtain, and tomorrow we'll be giving you a peek behind the curtain. So symbolically, we left a gap in the curtain. So it's a tease for tomorrow. And we also have the prize we're giving away tomorrow if you show up in person to the various podcast sessions.
Yeah. So we have a sign right outside of our podcast studio, so you're able to go and use your camera, click the QR code. Go through the process of signing up, just a Google form, and then you must be present to win. And our final session of the day tomorrow in our podcast room, that we're going to be doing a panel discussion where you can be a lot of Q&A and talking about setting up their podcasts and in different avenues, different facets of one for leadership, one for teaching PD, the PETE&C pod we do. So we're working with a lot of other podcasts in all the work that they're doing, and it's definitely exciting work. It's going to be neat.
And so the quick recap from day one. I got into the opening keynotes after I made a mess with my homemade mocha, a little coffee, a little bit of hot chocolate, and a bunch of whipped cream, and I spilled the whipped cream all over my cup, but didn't get any on me. I cleaned it up. So I got in late to the opening comments, and Papa Keystone, Scott Snyder, was making some comments. He awarded couple prizes. Diane Krause, PACT member, one of my mentors, and a good friend. She won for the Innovator of the Year, and she received an award from PETE&C. She was a KTI star back in 2007, and then also Dr. Megan Collette from Fox Chapter School District. She got Technology Administrator of the Year award, and then I was talking with her. She changed from formal wear to her Change Ed clothing. I didn't recognize her at first. I'm like, she looks familiar, and we're talking, and I realized she was an award winner. But she was doing some stuff with Change Ed, and it was pretty cool. They had a session. There was a lot of good information going around, and it's only the beginning of the day.
Yeah, it's day number one. Like, the big thing about being here is the networking, the different activities that you have, talking to vendors, talking to different people. I was able to go through the vendor hall and make connections with EduSpire, one of our sponsors, just hearing what's going on with their classes, what's going on with the things that they're offering, and they're still rocking it out, doing a great job. Then I was able to pop into see Max Cases, who's a former former sponsor of PACT, so chatted with them a little bit. I was able to meet with one independent reseller that was there, and they were just going over one of their interactive touchscreen boards. And, there's a lot of great innovation, a lot of great things to say. So, I know we did a whole tip show, but like if you're here and you're on the vendor floor, don't be afraid to talk to them. I mean, tell them, I don't have any purchasing rights, but I'm curious to hear what you offer. And then you go back and all you can do is share when you go back to your district, right? But you're here to do a job, they're here to talk about it. So you might as well go with that.
Yeah, and I was collecting some tchotchkes, take back for student prizes. And then there were some really cool vendor things for one side, like an anatomy program on the computers, checking that out. Take that back to our anatomy teacher and the biology teachers. A lot of other good information stuff for elementary teachers, English language arts, math. Grab that information, take it back. I can use the English language arts in my social studies classes, and some of the other Max cases. CuraPod was there. We were talking with them last night. They've been on the pod before, and talked with them for a bit quickly. Some other vendors and such. They had chocolate on the floor. I bought some chocolate. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a bellyache because I've been eating a lot of chocolate that was my students until I get my Chromebook charger back. I am gonna just harp on that until I get an email saying, "Hey, we think you may have it." So,
well, that looks like a crossover from your TikToks to the podcast and the different things going on this week. So, I, on the other hand, was walking through the hall. I'm like, I haven't really seen a lot of chocolate. I can go for one right now, and I wasn't able to find any. So I guess I'm doing a little bit better job of fending it off on this early stage. But I did also partake in the coffee with a little shot of the hot chocolate in there and some homemade whipped cream. So that was a nice little morning, get you upbeat, get you ready to go. So definitely not a good meal replacement, like you were saying, but hey, not too shabby. But yeah, so we've had some great vendor talk. The PHT booth is buzzing. We've got the free gifts that PETE&C gives out this year. So if you're a registered attendee, you can go to the PETE&C booth, you give them that ticket, and you can get your free item. And then we have our PETE&C mini sessions that are happening throughout the day. And you can go onto the PHT website and check the calendar and check out what the schedule is to see if there's anything there you want. Or when you're walking by the booth, they have when you walk by the booth, they have the whole list of different things that are being offered. So you definitely want to check that out.
They also have the different ribbons to put on your badge. So it's we're presenting tomorrow with the broadcast. Then you have the different regions of PACT, like KTI Star, if you're KTI Met, and then the various levels of PACT. Reach out and then we'll get you a ribbon to put on your badge. It's like the big thing competition for badges and such here and ribbons. There's lots going on with the booth. Check it out.
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about what are the planes of attack. So got into the expo hall, get me my bag, walk around, hit one or two of the aisles to kind of see what all's there, what's available. Able to check that out, and but we're also partnered up here. So our PHT booth, the different podcasts that are going. We got the Load GAM, we got the Change Ed podcast. The Cyber Sisters will be presenting tomorrow, and then of course the PHT pod. So you definitely want to make sure that you're popping in, you're checking in, and again, just like a session, interact, ask questions, the way it goes. So that's just the best way you're going to do to get the information that you really want.
Yeah, and I'm too far away from the bag, but I got one little, it's not a stress ball, but it looks like a remote control. So for those of us, sometimes we get the remote control taken off of us at home because we're irresponsible with it. We channel surf too much. It's a great stress reliever. You sit there with a remote control. It doesn't affect anything, but you're still holding a remote control. It'll help with the stress. Got some pens, got some clips, got some good information from the vendor halls. Like I said, the poster sessions are incredible. You can walk, you get good one-on-one time. Excuse me. And it'll change that. They're trying to set Guinness Book of World Records. It's kindergarten, maybe first grade, just kindergarten classrooms doing the STEM challenge. Reach out to them, and if they get enough people, it will go to the Guinness Book of World Records. All the kids will get included in that. Great thing if you're early childhood education, you get your kids motivated and get them into something cool like that. It looks like people are also sitting in for some more poster sessions down here shortly. So we're down on the first floor of the convention center.
I believe it's called the Confection Lobby, but I could be wrong. Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, so a lot of good stuff happening here. And like I said, we got the several other podcasts that are presenting live from our podcast studios. And tomorrow we're going to be in, what rooms are we in? Are we in Empire?
I believe so.
I believe we're over in the Empire rooms. We're going to have 5 different sessions tomorrow. So you want to make sure you check out in the thing. And again, remember the Low GAM, the Change Ed podcast, the Cyber Sisters podcast, and the PETE&C pod. You want to make sure that you check all of them all.
And we finish out with we have a discussion board session, not discussion board session, but it's been a hectic day, so I'm a little bit short on my words today. But we're going to have a panel session, discussion panel, and field questions from virtual, field questions from people in the room, and discuss the process of podcasting at various levels. If some of them record, we go live. So, countering different aspects, working with students, working with teachers. So,
yeah. No, awesome stuff. So we're going to be cutting off here. This was just a quick pop-up podcast that we were doing live here from PETE&C. We're going to be doing some more recordings. And again, we will do our, first ever, I think we were the first people. We're going to say we're pioneers in this process where our creation to curation that we podcast live in a session, talking to educators about how to podcast in their classroom. So you definitely want to be there. If you've never seen the back end, we will live produce it, talk about how we've created the different items and done as much for the number one favorite word for educators, free.
Yes.
All right. So as always, in signing off, remember PETE,
we are
the voice of EdTech
in Pennsylvania
and
beyond.
All right. Well, we want to thank our sponsors for always helping us out.
PETE would like to say thank you to all of our sponsors.
Venture sponsor, EduSpire, corporate council members, ClassLink, ClearTouch.
Thank you to our gold sponsors.
And Teachers First.
We at PETE truly appreciate your support. Thank you once again.